So this is how the ring sits. So I would say it sits perfect. It looks really natural, really factory. As you can see, there is some cushings. There's 3 of them, and that's how it fits. So I would say the diameter of this ring is perfect. So it's nice and snug, it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, by the way, if you somehow was rotating your clock spring and well, the installation process, and at some point it locks and you cannot bring it back to position when it was, there is a pin. You need to press this pin, and that will allow to rotate this clock spring. I just decided to crimp the female plug here and on the side of the car, crimp it this way. So I'll just insert the pin to the hole, and basically right here, and on this one I will connect the self-tapping connector to connect the airbag. Okay, finally I'm going to put the bolt. So let's just review. So there is 3 male connectors for the lean, plus and minus, and by the way the color doesn't match, so it has a different function, these colors. I'll explain it later. Okay, on this end I've redone the connectors. I'm not gonna crimp it permanently, so I just decided not to use the plastic shield, because at some point when I insert it, it stopped providing the good tension between the contacts. And these 2 wires for the airbag I'll just crimp with the special connector. And as you remember, there is a resistor inserted in these 2 wires. Okay, this is how it sits, and I would say it sits perfect here. Even right here you see this plastic that is also on the properly place, and my steering wheel is also sits on the properly place. On the left side it was matching the bigger mark, and on the right side it was matching the first teeth from the top after the deep mark. Okay, and it's, as I told you, it takes exactly the surface how it was before, but because the length of this thread is longer, it looks like it doesn't sit fully. Okay, also I put a little bit the newer thread lock which I found in my tool box, and let's just bolt it. Okay, just make it like that. This is the first one. I marked it with the marker number 1. Here you can see how I connect the male and female plug, and the contact is really nice and snug. And I'll just tape it around, and we're gonna leave it like that. Okay, so 3 wires are connected and insulated. So now I need to put this connector somewhere, hide it, and maybe I'll cut it, I don't know. It will not allow me to put the airbag. So the rest of the wires for the airbag I will connect using the self-tapping connector. It will provide a really nice, good contact. I've been using it before for some other purposes. Yeah, this cover can hide it like that. Okay, supporting the airbag using the cardboard box. I crimp the airbag. So now I will put back these wires and will put the airbag. Here is just some connectors which is left after this project. Okay, it's installed. So far it seems like it sits properly, but the main thing, I need to hook up the battery to confirm it. Yeah, some update. When I open the door it starts to beeping, and usually you need to press up, but in this case I was touching all the buttons, and when I put this one up it stopped beeping. That gives me hope that everything works. Okay, I'm not gonna sit on the driver's side. Let's take a look. The SRS, yes, it's up here and it stops. And it seems like that it works. I mean, at least the button, the horn. Okay, the volume button works. Okay, some update. So the volume. Volume is works.
UC Irvine baseball and the 2022.
The horn is works. Okay, the upper button, now it's this one. Okay, see the sensor. See, sensor seems like also works. It's doing its job. Okay, if this works, I believe that everything what the engineer of that controller is programmed should work. And the main thing for me, the airbag light, it's appear and then it stops. I mean shuts off, and there is no airbag lights that tells me everything is fine. So if we're looking at the gap, how the airbag sits, so it's not perfect, but I think it's okay as long as the components inside are stick in their place. Okay, the only one thing, as you can see right now, it hits this handle, and one of the way how to do that in using the heat gun. So warm up this area and a little bit bend it this way, gently. This is the practice, and as you can see the ring sits exactly perfect. Yeah, it was interesting project. At some point I thought maybe it's a bad idea, but luckily it works, and everything works, and so we'll see, we'll test it, see how it's going, but generally it works without errors. You shut off the car and open the door, and to avoid that beeping, pressing up. That's it. Works as a factory. Don't know so far, not sure if the shifters are working, but basically I don't use them. It's not a big deal even if it's not gonna work, but it probably should work. I've asked the seller of the controller, waiting for when he will respond to me, because right now my another car is blocking the driveway, so I'll probably move it and we'll test it how it feels. But so far I have the result, and it's good result, and I'm happy. So this question, which was sitting in my head about months, now is answered. Yes, it's possible and it works, and I make it happens. So I don't know how you guys, but I like what I see. Yeah, maybe I wish to have this plastic in glossy black, but I always was liking the how it looks on the silver, and basically I don't care, I like it. So the other thing, you see the color of the new leather versus the old leather is different, because it's completely dry, there is no oily spots, no nothing. But with the time, I believe this will becomes closer and it will see the more natural. So the another thing what I want to mention, see these Alcantara inserts. So it's very nice and it feels okay. Maybe it feels not that best how the leather, but it still has enough friction to hold the steering wheel safely. And also the Alcantara on the top, the shifter has the Alcantara inserts. So I would say this was one of the reason why I bought this one, because if not this plastic, but at least the Alcantara inserts will match the rest of the interior. Okay, officially first exit from the garage. Reverse camera, release the brake, Parktronic system telling us there is some object, but I don't want to hear that. Checking the surrounds. Okay, it sounds good so far. The steering wheel stays straight. Let's go and check it asks to reserve fuel. With these prices, with these gas prices, it's gonna be too much. Okay, the steering wheel stays straight. Yeah, basically it's comfortable. Yeah, maybe this steering wheel is not that comfortable of the original one, but it's smaller, and I need to, so I mean, can use the lower radius to turn it on. Yeah, I wish I filled the tank about 2 weeks ago when last time I drove this car, because right now the prices, they are crazy. Okay, steering wheel stays straight. So what I'm going right now, I'm going to take the straight road and just drive and see the paddle shifters are gonna work. But first I will check the alignment, but it basically should be fine. Okay, the absolutely straight steering wheel, and car goes absolutely straight. Okay, I'll use my shifters and we'll update you. Yeah, unfortunately, probably forgot to put the record button, but I've checked the shifters, and shifter is also works. Maybe I'll cover it in one of the next video, but for sure it works. Yeah, I made the E55 owner with methanol injection, and I can tell you that car is smashed. This CLS, that is crazy, man. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, just met up the nice guy Andy on on charged methanol, water methanol injection car. Was good, making the good conversation. and he showed me his modes, and basically, yeah, I wish my car was gonna running the same like his one, but I'll probably not gonna be modifying this that much, because just want to keep it not really stock, but I want to improve the intercooler cooler system, let's say. Okay, let's go home. By the way, he allowed me to shoot his modes. Okay, so what I can tell you, I just drove this car and was met with the cool man Andy, and but overall, so it works, it's comfortable. As you can see, these buttons are working, and also this button is making the same function, so you can go left and right between the menus. So as you can see, going up, and if you need to go into some menu, you can fly like the right way, left way, so that works. The sensor from this side, I believe it's doing the exactly the same function. I don't know why it's two of them. It was originally installed, I have no idea. So the paddle shifters are working. Okay, let's put aux. Okay, I don't want to reset anything. Okay, let's put the 70 degrees. So the paddle shifters are working, and these volume button are working. Not sure if these buttons are working or these two. Okay, let's take a look if it is doing anything. No, so far it doesn't do anything. Or even if I'll press this one, also doesn't do anything. Okay, these buttons, we'll see. I don't know, maybe someone need to call me in order to check it, but I'm not gonna use it anyway. And these buttons, I believe this is for the cruise control. This will not gonna work because it's right here, and this I see the limit and some home. I believe this is also is not working, but I have the main functions what I need. The paddle shifters are working, the volume button are working, the sensor pads are working. I can go into the menu, and the most important thing for me, when I put my key, when I'll open the door, it's making those annoying beep when the car the key is inside the car. So in this is making the function up and down on the original steering wheel. And look what I will do. Okay, we'll put up, and it's quiet. That was my biggest concern, if this will gonna work. So overall, of course, you need to drive it more with the steering wheel. And what I don't like so far, my arm is always hits this control regulator, let's say. But if I know if it's right there, if I know that, I'll just avoid it. But the to put the it's in the left and right, it's still pretty comfortable. But I'll probably will heat up this tube, and with the heat gun, and I a little bit bent it to give me more space. And I'm not afraid to do that, because this plastic piece with the clock spring, used one, cost about maybe for $60. You can find it on eBay, in case if in the future I'll need to install the original steering wheel. I'll just swap this part, and we'll use the rest and put the original steering wheel. And also all those connectors with the newer clock spring for the airbag will gonna brand new. I don't even need to solder it back or connect it. It's gonna be exactly the factory one. Okay, here is the update. I really like how it looks. It really gives the car fresh look, and I feel this is a newer car right now, because before I was kind of looking at the steering wheel. Even it's beautiful, but it's remind me the old story, and I want a new story. It was this car and the new steering wheel. That is exactly the new story. Okay, thank you for watching. We'll see you on next one.